See, when I have two spec.ts and I have a test inside both the files, and if I do npx playwright test headed, so it will run both the files. Okay, it will run both the files now. We'll see.
Which two files we are talking about? Sorry.
See, 1 hour, I'll show you. One is the URL is opening that is in this file, and the other URL it is opening which is in the file. I'm telling both the files. I have a two spec.ts, right, in test folder, right? So when I
Yes.
run this command, it will run both the files, test from both the files, okay? But if I want to run a single file, okay, if I want to run a single file, then what should I do? Let's see that. Let's say I just want to run dropdown dot spec dot ts headed. Now see, if I keep the particular file link from the test folder, it will just run that single file. It will not run both the files. Okay, so if you have multiple spec.ts in the test folder, if you just use npx playwright test, it will run all the files, and if you give the file name, it will run that specific file. Clear?
So
Yes or
that's a
no?
code file, right? It's a code file, not the config file.
See, when I write npx playwright test, it will run all the files present in this particular test folder. So there are two files here now, right? So if I
Yes.
write npx playwright test headed, it will run both the files. But now I want to run only dropdown.spec.ts. I'm not interested to run this file now. So what I can do, npx playwright test, give the file name. So it will run that file only. Clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, so here I have two dropdowns here. This is one dropdown, this is one dropdown. Clear? So let's see how to deal with the dropdown, how to select a value from this dropdown. Let's see that. Okay. So let me open that in Notepad also so that I can edit and give values to it. Okay, let's go to dropdown. So every dropdown I have a value attribute. I have a visible text. So yeah, then it will work. So let's go to the code. Okay. Now, so to handle dropdown in Playwright, we have specific method for them. Okay, just we cannot use dot click or any other method which are using in there to select values from the dropdown. Because the values in the dropdown are present in which tag? We have already seen, right? It is present inside option tag, which is present inside the select tag. So let's see how to select the values. First, I'll go to wait. So let me give one. We have something for this. Yeah, we have something. So we have ID for them. So you can use that ID. So let's say I want to first deal with a single dropdown. So what I can do, I have to find the locator for that dropdown. So what is the locator for that dropdown? Locator is country I can take. So let me take the country as country. So I'm getting one of one. So with this I can identify the single dropdown. What is the difference between single and multiple dropdown? Tell me. What is the difference?
Sorry, I didn't see that.
No, we have already discussed it at our HTML class. The difference between single and multiple dropdown. Remember? Saranya, remember? Don't remember? Single dropdown is the dropdown in which I can select a single value at a time. I cannot select multiple values at a time. But multiple dropdown is the dropdown in which I can select multiple values at a time.
Okay, I see that. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Remember,
So the
right?
Dropbox.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first we are dealing with single dropdown. So I got the locator for the single dropdown. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll use select option. Okay, let's run. Let's see what is happening if I run this. on past, but we will see. So let me go. Okay. So what is the syntax for selecting anything from the dropdown? See, for my dropdown, I have a visible text. I have a value attribute. Okay. Now see, for every dropdown, we'll be having a visible text that is for sure. This option visible text that is for sure because that will be shown here. Value you may have, you may not have. Value attribute you may have, may not have. Okay, that is optional. But this visible text is 100% sure. So to select a value from the drop down, I have three options. One is I can select the value either by the visible text or by the value attribute value or by the index. It is present in which index. That also I can use to select that particular value. So let's try to select our value with the value attribute. So value attribute I have here 2, I have 3, 4. Let's say I take 4. So it will open the URL and select USA in this drop down. By default, it will be like this. So if I give value attribute 4, so it will select USA. So to use value attribute, what should I do? I should use dot select option. Then in this one, I can use value, add the value what I want to give 4 because I want to select what USA and USA value attribute is 4. So I'll give here 4. So it will select USA now. Okay, let's run it. Let's see it is selecting USA or not. So it's selected, right? I'm running
Yes.
it once again so that if you missed it, you'll see it again. So it will select USA. So this is one of the way in which I can select a value in the dropdown. This is using the value attribute value. So USA got selected, right? So it is selecting USA. Next way is by visible text. If I want to select it by the visible text. So then what should I use? I should use label. Okay, label and I should give the visible text. What is the visible text? So let's say I want to select after that USA, I want to select Australia, let's say. So I'll give Australia. So I'm giving a time gap so that you can see, or else it will be too fast, you cannot notice it. Okay. Next, I want to select by index. So if I want to select by index, then what I have to do? I have to give index. And this should not be in string. This should be a number. So this should be like this. This shouldn't be a string. Okay. So I give the index and I want to select index. So if I give, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Kannada will be selected. Let's say I give 4. Now let's see what is happening. Okay. One I am selecting by value attribute value. One is by the visible text. One is by the index. Okay. One is I am selecting by the index. So let's present it. We'll see what is happening. So first it is selecting USA, then it will select Australia, then again it will select Canada. Okay, because first I did by value, if the value is 4 means USA, this one. Then second what I did, second I did label Australia, that means it will select the visible text Australia. Third I gave index 4. Index 4 means which is present at the fourth index. So this is 0th index, this is 1 index, 2 index, 3rd index, 4th index. The 4th index is Canada, so it is selecting Canada. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, for me, if I'm using the value attribute value, it is optional to give that it is a value attribute or not. That means instead of this, I can give like this also. Instead of this, I can just give 4. That will also work. I have to give it inside. Okay, so instead of giving like this, I can also give like this. You'll see it will select. Just run it. See, your site is selecting. So even if you don't give that value keyword, it will also work. But it is not optional for label and index. For label and index, it is mandatory. Only for value, it is optional. You can directly give the value attribute value. But for label and index, you have to mandatorily give this label and index keyword. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now this is how we treat it for single dropdown. Anyways, for single dropdown, you can select only a single value. Sure, that is okay. But for multiple dropdown, I can select multiple values. Let's see how to deal with that.
I have one question. In index option, the first one is the select value. You saw that web page?
Yes,
Can you?
yes. Yeah.
So we
Yes.
have to count it from India, or we have
No,
to count that selected value.
count it
Because
from
if there is
selector value. This is also is
okay,
one value, right? It is present inside the option. For your convenience, we are showing it select a value. But this is also a value for dropdown only. If you don't, if you remove select a value, then it will show from India. So that's just a value only for our user convenience. We are showing it like this select a value. But that is also a value only.
okay.
Now, multiple dropdown. Multiple dropdown is this dropdown. Okay. So let's say I have 5 here. Let's say I increase the values. So that we can better see it. Let's say I add 2 more values. Make it 11. Make it 12. So citizen of, let's say, Sweden. Citizen of Italy. Okay. Sure. Now you see I have multiple values here. Okay. So here also we can select by the same method. I can select this by index. I can select it by value attribute value. I can select it by visible text. But here I can select multiple values at a time. Just like single dropdown, I have to write a single way to select it. But here I can write multiple values. Let's see how to do that. So what is the idea of this citizen? So let's say that is unique. Control V. Now we have some 8 matches. But ID is one is there, so I can. So if just normally I am selecting one by one, that also I can do here. I can select single values also. Let's do that. Let's say I select a country of India first. Sure, that value is 7. So I directly give 7 here. For value, it is optional. I can give this like this or like this. I cannot use the value keyword also. That is also okay. I told you, right? We saw it in single dropdown. Next, I am selecting. Let me put up. Wait. The next, I am selecting what? With label. Label means I'm selecting for visible text. Okay. Sure, I'll use this citizen. And visible text, let's say I'm using what? Let's say I use US city or not US, let's say. Okay. Next, what I'll be using? Index. So for index, what I can do, I will remove the spaces. Okay, so index what I can give? I have to give like this index 4, 5, whatever I want to give. So what I will do, I'll give here. So let's say I give here Australia. So for Australia, it is 0, 1, 2, 2. It's going here 2. Okay. So let's see. Now run it. Let's see what happens. So again, I'll give a wait. See what happens. Okay, let's run it. See, it is selecting the single drop down now. Okay, now you see, it selects citizen of India first, then citizen of USA, then citizen of Australia. Okay, but did you notice what happened? Can you tell me what happened? It selected
Yes,
one
it was
value, then
unselected
it
the second one, yeah.
unselected and selected this value, and again it
Yes,
unselected and selected that value. Understood? So this will
yes,
happen if we do like this. If we write like this means it will select one value. It will deselect the previous value. But let's say if I want to select all the three value, if I want to select all the three value, then what I can do? Let's see that. So if I want to select all the three value, then what I can do is, and so this is a multiple drop down. I can select multiple values, right? So let's do
yes.
that. So select option here. Inside the select option, I will be giving all those values I want. That means I can give here value is equal to 7. Same values. Again, I am trying to select the same values. Value 7. Then index, let's say I want to select 2 only, same thing. Whatever I selected, same only. 2, comma, then label, whatever is there. So all three I'll select. All three I'll select now. Okay. So now you'll see all the three values will be selected. Okay, let's see, let's run it. Now see, it will select all the three values. See, it selected all the three values. Saw it?
Yes.
So if you want to select all the three values, then you have to give like this, or everything at once. So it can be only you can give three values also. I have combined all three, but you can give only value 7, value 6, value 1 like this also you can give, or else you can give just the index, you can give just the label also. But here for showing you, I have combined all three. One out of one I am used. Okay, but you can use also value 7, value 3, value 4, that also you can use. Let's say that also there is. That means when you are selecting, it is deselecting the previous value and selecting a fresh value. Yes or no? When I'm selecting, it is deselecting the previous value. That means I can give only values also. That is also okay. Not necessarily I have to give combination of all. I can give value also. So if I give value, so it will be, let's say 789. So I can give 789. 789. That also will work. So I'm commenting this, and you'll say I'll just select by values. So that will also work. Not necessarily have to use combination of them. See, here it is selecting the first single drop down. Now it will select one by one. Then it will select all three. And this time we are doing just about see. We selected all three. So this time we use just the values. Now you may
Yeah.
ask me, can he selecting selecting multiple values? Can you use value without the value keyword? Let's try that. Can we use that or not? Let's say I don't give this. Just I give the values. Okay. Let's say it will work or not for multiple cases. Let's see this will work or not. See, it is dealing with a single drop down now. So
Yeah.
we'll deal with multiple drop down and the values. We have not used the values keyword. See, even we don't use the value keyword, it is working. So for value, if you are selecting anything by value, it is optional for you to use the value keyword. But if you are selecting by index or label, it is mandatory for you to use label and index keyword. Clear how to deal with drop down?
Yes.